Aerial coverage today is provided by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Looking down on the Auto Club Speedway of Southern California as the drivers buckle in, getting ready for today's 300-mile NASCAR Nationwide Series race. Joey Logano on the pole. Logano getting ready to go while Greg Biffle sitting back in 5th position. Biff had a good qualifying run for the Baker Curb Racing team.
Take a look at Greg Biffle. This is a brand new ride for him. He's qualified well. That car's been running strong in practice. He's hoping to get off for a good start here.
Yeah, Trevor Bayne, and Greg will do a great job. We look forward to seeing him fighting for a victory this afternoon. But Trevor Bayne, we talked about him earlier, had a tough Daytona weekend, wrecked the 7th lap into the race. He's so excited to prove what kind of young race car driver he can be, and this will be a good opportunity for him.
Starting from the 10th position today in that 99 car. Well, we've had a little bit of a movie theme going here from time to time. Before the engines fire, we head upstairs to our 3 leading men. I tell you they're dashing and daring, but I don't want to let the egos get out of control. Here are Dale Jarrett, Andy Petrie, and Marty Reed, gentlemen.
Oh, we were really worried you was going to say the Three Stooges.
No.
Great to see everybody again. Great job, guys, getting us set up for this. In fact, you mentioned how this track is very difficult to drive. Well, there's one other thing we really didn't talk about. On camera, it's going to look like they just sort of sail down in there, and it looks pretty easy. Except when things go wickedly wrong.
Yeah, it's difficult even when you have a good race car because you really have to drive these things. But when things got to start going wrong, man, you can hit hard here. I can't get across to you how bad things like this right here. If you remember a couple of years ago, Brad Keselowski gets hit in the right rear, just a vicious impact with the wall. Everybody was okay, came through this. But this is a hard hit. So those 190-mile-per-hour wrecks or speeds that we're talking about translate into some hard hits in the corners.
And it's not just the Nationwide Series. I mean, the Sprint Cup Series has the same problem.
Yeah, you might not see the multi-car wrecks like you see at Daytona, Talladega, but man, when these cars hit and these single-car crashes, you can see right here, this is David Rudiman taking just a terrible hit going into turn 3. It can really do a lot of damage.
And as we said, everybody okay in those crashes that we saw, but it has been a very expensive bill, to say the least. Let's talk a little bit also about the guys on the front row, because you heard Alan and the guys downstairs talk about the fact that they have won the last 4 races, led 85% of the laps. I mean, these guys are good.
Well, at some point, you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, these guys have done a great job. But on the other hand, you got to put it on the other teams. Jack Roush, Kevin Harvick, all these guys have had all winter long to try to close the gap on this team, and they come here to California and they got them on the front row. So I think at some point you got to say, how much of this beating you going to take? Are you going to get out here and start working on your cars and get them faster? I mean, these guys probably getting tired of getting beat.
Brothers 300 Grand Marshal and star of the hit ABC television series Private Practice, Thursday nights at 10 p.m., Kate Walsh.
Drivers, start your engines!
Crank it up. All right.
Fired up.
Just start.
1, 2, 1, 2. You got
on the
me?
way to you. Do everything you can to save every drop of fuel.
I got you. Look good up here, man.
Start the motor up. Yep. Need to back you up, okay? Get you backed up, get you come forward.
So the engines have fired on the 43 cars that will get ready to take the flag for the second race of 35 in the 2010 season, and we'll go green when we come back to California. Let's talk a little bit earlier today about qualifying, because Joey Logano picked up right where he left off from a year ago, picking up his 8th career pole, the only car to run under 40 seconds. He turned a lap at 39.7 seconds. His second California pole, if you remember, last October, he won this race, and it was his 6th career win, 5th of the season, and like we said, he picked up right where he left off. Let's set the starting field. You'll see it across the top of your screen, and behind the Joe Gibbs cars in the 3rd spot, rookie Brian Scott. More on him as the day progresses. Should tell you we have 2 cars going to the rear for changes, the 40 of Mike Bliss and the 56 of Kevin LePage. In 15th position will be our in-race reporter, the man who had a career best just last week in 4th. That's Justin Allgaier. Let's talk to him, DJ.
Justin, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
Lots clear, Dale. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin, our first question comes from our ESPN mailbag, and Catherine from Limestone, Tennessee asks, do you think your 4th place finish at Daytona will help give you the momentum to start consistently finishing near the top 5 this season?
Well, thanks for the question. I hope so. You know, that's the one thing that the Verizon Dodge guys are really good at is consistency, and we've got to make sure that each and every week we finish up front. And I think the more and more we can finish up front, the better chance we've got to, moving forward. So I'm looking forward to our chances, and I think the last week's finish was hopefully something that we can do every week now.
Hey, Justin, coming out of Daytona, how difficult is it for a young driver like yourself come to a racetrack like this? You haven't had any testing over the offseason to get kind of up to speed and to get the feel of your car again. Okay, Justin, thanks. We lost you there for a minute. Now Andy's going to talk to your crew chief, Chad Walter.
Happy birthday. Today's his birthday.
Hey, Chad, Andy Petrie in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, 10-4, Andy. How are you doing?
Pretty good, Chad. I know we're just getting started, but you have to think about the end of the race here and start making plans for it. If we have a late race caution, are tires or track position going to be the most important thing for you guys?
Man, that's a good question. Goodyear's brought a new tire out here in California. It's pretty grippy. In years past, with the single file restarts, I think I would have probably said track position, but now with the double file restarts and the wide California racetrack with this new Goodyear tire, I think tires are going to mean something in the late race push.
Yeah, Chad, is there any part of this racetrack that you guys have focused more on than others to try to get your car good today?
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. I think up and down pit road, if you asked everybody the same question, they'd probably say turn 2 has been a little bit tricky. Just getting forward bite actually at a big racetrack like this is kind of a challenge. You don't really think about it, but pretty unique to California, and we've certainly put a lot of emphasis on it here today for the Verizon Dodge.
Okay, Chad, we'll keep it on you guys. Good luck today. Thanks for talking to us.
No, thank you very much.
And that tail end comment you heard from Justin when we lost him there, he was talking about happy birthday to Roger Penske. He turns 73 years old today. Our over-the-wall reporter will be Sam Gibson. We'll talk about Sam in just a second, but let's also set up our other onboards. We got James Busher in the Nationwide Insurance on board. Danica Patrick, GoDaddy.com. We've already talked to our in-race reporter, Justin Allgaier. Kevin Harvick with Rheem. And Carl Edwards with Copart. Stephen Wallace, 5-hour Energy Dodge. Trevor Bayne, who turned 19 just yesterday. More on that in a second. Mike Wallace in the Nationwide Insurance onboard camera. And we mentioned Sam Gibson. There's Sam with the view he's going to have. 9 years he's been in NASCAR. He'll be the front tire carrier for Greg Biffle's number 27. Thanks, Sam, for helping us out with that. Let's get the last-minute updates from Pit Road. Dave, you're up.
Well, Marty, this is a front row today that you simply cannot ignore. Joe Gibbs Racing, as an organization, has won the last 4 races here at the California Speedway in the Nationwide Series. And today, Joey Logano, the pole sitter, Kyle Busch to his outside, they've got another great shot at it. In fact, as you go around the garage and you pick up notes from the other crew chiefs that are trying to beat them today, it's always a comparison. Well, we're pretty good, but we're still working on speed to try to catch the 20 and the 18. Dr. Punch?
Thank you, Dave. No doubt the 2 Joe Gibbs cars are the co-favorites here today because of their recent history at this racetrack. But give a call and keep an eye on the 2 cars for Rusty Wallace Racing. Why? Because of the technical alliance between Rusty Wallace Racing and Joe Gibbs. What does that mean? That means that the bodies on top of Stephen Wallace's and Brendan Gaughan's cars today, the Toyota Camrys, were prepared by Joe Gibbs Racing, which is very important on a downforce track. And maybe this team that's really paid its dues will finally be rewarded here today. Vince?
Well, Doc, if there's any team that can beat this Gibbs group today, it may be this 27 team with driver Greg Biffle. You know, Biffle's won here 3 times before. He was fastest in the final practice and qualified 5th, even though he said he didn't push it in qualifying. Crew Chief Ricky Viers says Biffle knows exactly what he wants at this racetrack, and they're going to give it to him. The big question is, if Biffle gets what he wants today, will it be enough to beat the favorites? Jamie Little?
Well, it certainly has been a media blitz for Danica Patrick this week in Las Los Angeles. She appeared on multiple shows, including the Ellen DeGeneres Show and Jimmy Kimmel. But the media part is the easy part for Danica. The hard thing today is going to be racing 300 miles here at California. You ask any NASCAR driver and they will tell you this is hands down one of the hardest tracks to learn on and to race at. That has been the case this weekend. She still does not feel comfortable in that race car, so she has a lot to learn today. It's going to be a long day for Miss Danica Patrick. Marty?
All right, thanks, Jamie. Pace car just about ready to turn down pit road, and it'll be Logano and Busch leading them down for the third time that they have swept the front row. Logano won the last two of those front row sweeps. Heading down towards the front straightaway. 43 cars as the second race of the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series is green. One of the great things about this racetrack, 75 feet wide, plenty of room to maneuver, and then down into turn number 3, and already it's Joey Logano and Kyle trying to check out.
Yeah, but you see Greg Biffle going right to work now, trying to chase them down. Here we got them 3 wide coming off 4.
Vickers going underneath the 60.
Yeah, we're going to see this all day long, trying to get a run on that high side. Sometimes you got to make sure that you know that guy's out there before you pinch him into the wall.
Logano and Kyle Busch have opened up a half a second lead over third place Greg Biffle. Brian Scott is 4th. Harvick is 5th. Justin Allgaier, who started 15th, is already trying to push his way up. He's picked up 1 spot to 14th, and we go on board with Stephen Wallace. Looks like he and Brendan Gaughan, teammates, have hooked up there for a little bit.
Yeah, this is exactly what Dr. Jerry Punch was just talking about. These guys have a lot of momentum coming here and really believe that their alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing is going to help their program at places like this.
Battle for 5th place right now. That is the 32 of Vickers. Kevin Harvick in the 33 on the high side. You heard the guys in the pre-race talking about the fact that Harvick from Bakersfield has never won here at this track.
Yeah, Harvick Incorporated, they do such a good job with their cars. They went to Daytona last week, had the best 2 cars, winning the race with Tony Stewart. They've got a little work left to do on these kind of racetracks, but Kevin looks like he's got a good car today.
Already got our first starting park. John Borneman has taken the 83 behind the wall. Right now, Harvick going to take the low line. That 10 car is driven by David Rudiman. He was in that same car here last year. Really moved up early in the race. Then things sort of settled down for him. Didn't go as well as he wanted. Danica right now started 36, dropped back to 41st. You can see she's losing time to the race leaders.
Well, this is about, once again, getting laps here today and figuring out what she can and can't do with her car, what the racetrack's going to do. She just needs to be out there all day.
All right, I'm sure somebody's out there, Andy, saying, well, is this intentional?
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be intentional to be running just to be conservative at the beginning of the race, but she's losing too much ground right now. She's at the back of the field, and she's kind of lost touch even with the back of the field. So I think they need to be coaching her on the line and trying to, steadily get her up to speed here so she doesn't go a lap down too early here.
Well, Justin Allgaier and Stephen Wallace got a nice little battle going on right there with the 99 of Trevor Bayne right in front of him. Bayne is 12th, Allgaier 13th, Wallace 14th.
Yeah, a lot of good young talent right there in that group of cars. Kind of the face of this Nationwide Series in years to come, for sure.
Can also tell you now that Dennis Setzer has pulled it off the track. So looks like he's heading for the garage as a start and park. Saw the little hand gesture by Brad Keselowski to Carl Edwards right behind him. There are the 2 race leaders. Their margin has narrowed a little bit now. It's down to 0.2 of a second. Back to 3rd place, Greg Biffle.
You know, sometimes you set that car on the ball, and I think we brought this up some last year at these type of tracks, Andy. You beat the field by 0.3 of a second. It might mean you've got that car a little bit on the tight side, and as you get some laps, and we see Kyle Busch running him down here now, the car might start pushing a little bit.
That does seem to be a trade-off there. If you get your car really perfect for qualifying, for that good fast lap, it's not necessarily perfect for racing. When these cars get a lot of, or tires actually get a lot of laps on them, you need the car to be a little freer.
Let's drop back a little bit to the fifth place battle. You can see Vickers trying to put the pressure on Kevin Harvick. And right behind is 3 other cars, including David Rudiman, the 22 of Brad Keselowski, and the 60 of Carl Edwards. Carl told us in qualifying, he said, I've got the best car we've ever had here. We still just don't know if it's enough to catch those 2 Gibbs cars.
There's still a long way to go, but so far they haven't closed the gap too much on the Gibbs car.
You can see Carl really working the high side of the racetrack here, trying to keep that momentum up, keep the RPMs up. He'll get back to the gas, try to continue this. See Keselowski getting loose right in front of him there. Carl having to get out of the throttle.
Saw Brad at qualifying mention the fact that Dodge hadn't won since 07. I said, is there some kind of bonus program? He says, yeah, if I win, I get to drive next week. On board with James Buescher right now in 10th. And boy, coming off a great run at Daytona just 1 week ago where he finished 8th, qualified 9th here.
Been watching Kyle Busch. He's trying to change the lineup just a little bit now. I think he feels like he probably has a faster car than Joey at this point. He can't quite get by him, so he's changed his lineup. He was a little higher off of turn 2 trying to get some momentum. Now we see him trying to work the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to get it done right here.
Yeah, you can see all he needed was that little bit of air on the nose of that car. He was able to turn it down and take the lead away.
Where's it beating me? Center.
Yeah, just in 1 and 2, you're beating him just a tick in 3 and 4 off.
All right, so Joey's better in 3 and 4. He's better in 1 and 2.
Yeah, but they'll adjust on that 20 car. That's the one thing we've seen about Logano. He'll maybe not have the best car in the beginning of the race, but, buddy, when it comes down to the end, he's got his car right.
And look at Kyle starting to open it up. Here comes Justin Allgaier. He is taking on Townley for 12th position. Townley had himself a nice qualifying effort as he qualified that car 6th, but is starting to back up.
Yeah, and we asked the question, could Justin Allgaier and his team bring that momentum from that 4th place finish at Daytona here? Looks like they've done that.
So move Allgaier up to 12th from his 15th starting position. His next target is Trevor Bayne. As we take a look from high above, and you can see the gap. It's now 0.2 of a second back to 3rd. That's what it looks like from high in the sky. Working lap 14 of the Stater Brothers 300 here at Auto Club Speedway in California, and we've had another lead change as Joey Logano has gotten back around Kyle Busch, and you can see the margin. And we were listening on the radio, and this is what the conversation was on the radio with Kyle Busch. And if a guy with his experience has no comfort, that's got to be pretty wicked.
Yeah, you think so if Kyle Busch is not comfortable, because he can hang it out there. But it's really kind of hard to be fast here and be comfortable getting into turn 1.
Yeah, we showed earlier and talked earlier about how difficult it is, fastest part of the racetrack down into turn 1. And if your car is not exactly right, then you have to be careful. We showed you how hard you can hit, and these other guys are aware of that. So now's the time just to kind of take it easy and fill that out.
1.3 seconds the lead right now between 1st and 2nd. Let's get an update from Dr. Jerry Punch on the 18.
Hey guys, you know, Kyle Busch said when he qualified the car was very free, but he knew the car would get better as the race progressed because the smaller stagger they got here would allow the car to tighten up very quickly. Now he moved on the bottom of the racetrack and took the lead from Logano, but then the rear of the car started getting free again, which led to that comment you heard a moment ago about the possibility of having a tire going down. So far, no more comments from Kyle. Dave.
Now, Doc, we did see Kyle pass pole sitter Joey Logano early on. Checked with the crew, and it was definitely because Joey's car was a little bit loose. The back end wanted to come around on that car more than Joey was comfortable with. That's actually good news for his new crew chief, Kevin Kidd. Kevin told me this morning, he said, I expect our car to be a little bit tight. What I'm hoping for is it will start to run just a little bit loose and come to him through the progression of the run. And that appears to be what's happening. Bad news, Marty, for everybody else.
Yeah, that would be, Dave. Thanks for the update there. Let's also update the fact Danny Eflin has taken it behind the wall. So we have our third car out of the event. Taking a look at the third place battle, that's Greg Biffle and Brian Scott. And Brian Scott in that 11 car, remember, now, this is a young man who came up from the Truck Series, broke his wrist last June at Michigan, and it is still not healed properly. He wears a cast that's removable, but he says he's still in some discomfort. They're going to try and do something after the Las Vegas race next week. Otherwise, he's going to drive with it that way the rest of the year. That won't be comfortable. Let's check in on Danica Patrick, because there she is, and just about ready to go one lap down. She is in 40th position now. And you're wondering, what about other former IndyCar drivers who came over to their first start here as she gets ready to get past? There is the difference in the laps. 170 for the leader. Joey Logano coming up on her right side. Look out, Danica.
Yeah, that's basically about 2 seconds a lap is what she's off the pace right now. So they're going to have to work on the car, and as she gets a little more comfortable with it, try to make some adjustments and get better throughout this day.
Well, we talked about the other IndyCar standouts who came over and ran nationwide races here at California. There it is. Dario Franchitti in 08 finished 24th. He started 22nd. Sam Hornish Jr., who won here twice in an IndyCar, finished 35th in 07. Same race in 07, 39th place finish for Juan Montoya.
Yeah, I was just talking. Okay. Let's go down and talk to Jamie. Jamie?
Well, you guys mentioned Juan Pablo Montoya. He actually spent about an hour with Danica last night just talking to her about this racetrack. And he actually came out before she got in the car today and wished her luck. And he told me, I can't believe she's getting her start on a track this size. I started on short tracks. He said she has a lot of courage, and I think she's going to be fine. Now, Danica knows that today is going to be a learning process, so she's just feeling the car out. She just said the first thing on the radio all day, she said, I have to watch the rear coming out of 4. And of course, guys, the team is waiting and listening. They want to make this car better and make up spots on pit road today.
Yeah, that's what the day is really about, making it better, understanding the racetrack and these race cars. This is a difficult racetrack for everybody, as we see battle for second as Greg Biffle's caught Kyle Busch here.
And they're both trying to get around Dan. Whoa, and I don't know if she saw him or spotted or let him know. The one other thing we should point out, she did race here in an IndyCar back in 05, but with an IndyCar, you run this course flat-footed and you're right on the bottom of the racetrack. Nothing sliding like this.
Nah, there's no comparison. You know, I've never driven an IndyCar, but I know that, you know, the downforce they make, how light they are, the wider tires, there's just nothing that's going to transfer over. This is as hard as it's going to get for her right now.
Yeah, one of the issues for her is how far can you take that car? It's not comfortable. Okay, how far can I slide that rear? She doesn't want to tear it up. She wants to get plenty of experience, but she doesn't know exactly where that limit is. She doesn't want to tear it up, like I said, so she's going to have to experiment with that all day long.
Well, you saw that Greg Biffle had gotten around Kyle Busch, so Busch obviously has something wrong with his car. Here comes Kevin Harvick getting ready to go past Danica. He is in 5th place, trying to chase down Brian Scott, who is in 4th.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick, you saw go by Danica right there. His car looks really good. He's keeping it right on the bottom of the racetrack. That's where Kevin likes to run and tries to make his car work there all the time. Works well for him here.
We always talk about the limited sight lines compared to open wheel cars versus stock cars. Let's go back and show you this moment where Danica comes right up.
Yeah, this is where the track really flattens out off of turn 2, and not sure if she hadn't been told that the car was coming, or if her car just started losing the front end, which it'll do because the track really flattens out right there. Kyle Busch had to get out of the throttle.
Still outside. Still there.
That's what allowed Greg Biffle to take over the second spot.
So Danica continues one lap down now, as is Derek Cope, Brian Keselowski, Eric McClure, all one lap down. One thing we should point out, by lap 70, there were only 14 cars on the lead lap in this race last year. So it gives you an idea how fast the leaders can really truck around this 2-mile oval at Auto Club Speedway. You've got Joey Logano by 4.6 seconds over Greg Biffle after just 22 of 150 laps. Kyle Busch is 3rd, and young Brian Scott is 4th. Stay with us.
Just over 50 miles into today's NASCAR Nationwide Series 300-miler, and coming up later tonight on our motorsports calendar, the Lucas Slick Mist Nationals from Arizona, qualifying 2 a.m. Eastern tonight, ESPN2. The final 7 Eastern tomorrow, ESPN2. Pre-race edition of NASCAR Now before the Sprint Cup race here in California, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, ESPN2. And our Monday roundtable wrap-up of all the weekend's action, 5 Eastern Monday, ESPN2. Then it's on to Las Vegas next weekend. Our NASCAR Nationwide Series coverage presented by GoDaddy.com. That is next Saturday afternoon at 4 Eastern on ESPN2. Joey Logano is out in front, one of 2 drivers to have led the race so far today. Logano has led most of it. Kyle Busch paced 3 laps. Other than that, it's been Joey out in front for all of the 27 that have been completed so far. Let's take you up to speed and check in on some of the front runners now. David Burns, you're first.
And Ellen, the leader reports that his car is losing a little bit of front grip right now, but that doesn't seem to be holding him up too much. You know, when this team lost its crew chief, Dave Rogers, last year to move up to the Cup Series, everyone wondered who it was going to be that would take over. Kevin Kidd was the guy. He was laid off from one of the petty teams late last year, and he put his resume in, and he was one of the guys, he was chosen to be the crew chief on this car. It's been good for him so far, and he said, I'm just trying to keep going what they got started on this 20 team. Dr. Jerry Punch?
Well, Kyle Busch has won 2 of the last 3 times they have come to this racetrack, and folks led a total of 325 laps. The reason he's not leading right now is that the car is not comfortable in the corners. You heard him say a little bit ago he thought he had a tire going down. That is not the case. The car, though, leaning in the corner. They hope to be able to fix that by putting a rubber in the left rear and making a track bar adjustment on their first stop. Vince.
Brian Scott in the 11 car is running in 3rd and says the car's a little bit tight in 1 and 2, but it's pretty good in 3 and 4. Marty mentioned a little while ago that Scott's driving with a broken right hand, runs with that brace on the right hand. It limits his mobility a little bit, but that's more self-imposed than anything else. But he is pain-free, doesn't hinder his driving at all. Brian Scott having a good showing, 22 years old. He's running 3rd. Dave?
The Sprint Cup veteran Brian Vickers runs behind him in the 4th position. He started 7th today and has had a pretty good run except for 1 lap where he brushed the wall with the right rear of that car. Crew chief, actually spotter Chris Lambert, took a look at it when he came by and he told the driver, you're all good, and Brian's kept going. Vince?
Running 5th is Greg Biffle, and we talked about Biffle in the open, a guy that's won here 3 times. They were very confident coming in that they would have a car to be a contender, but in the first couple of laps, Biffle was already saying the car was too tight, talking about taking some wedge out and making an air pressure adjustment. That's exactly what crew chief Ricky Byers said was an advantage to having Biffle in the car. He knows what he wants. They're going to give it to him. Dave?
Having a battle right now with him is Kevin Harvick, who you're right on board with right now. He said he doesn't need too much to turn better in the center, which is a complaint with his race car, just a little forward bite, and they'll try to give that to him on their first pit stop. He started 8th, has picked up a couple of positions. Doc?
Back in 7th spot is David Rudiman driving the 10 car for Todd Braun. Now, this is Rudiman's very first start of the year in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He plans to drive 3 races. He said he would like to run a full season if they had sponsorship. Right now, only 3 times he'll be in the car. Now, Rudiman said this car right now a little bit tight. Hope to make an adjustment when they come in. Remember, Rudiman has run very well here in the past 4 consecutive top 10 finishes. Behind him is the 2007 champion, the 60 car of Carl Edwards, who hopes to be the points leader when this day is done. Carl driving the same car that ran so well in the season finale a year ago at Homestead, where he sat on the pole, led over 50 laps, and finished 2nd. Dave.
Doc, after a great start to the season last week at Daytona where he finished 8th, James Buescher has felt like a kind of a lonely man this weekend. He doesn't have a teammate with this car, and his crew has been working to get the Sprint Cup car program up to speed on the other side. So he's had little to lean on this weekend. Good for him that he started in 9th position, has not lost that spot, and would like to definitely move forward. Vince?
Justin Allgaier has already jumped up 5 spots from his 15th starting position. He is running 10th. Car's quite a bit tighter than it was at the start, so they'll address that in the first pit stop. Coming off a career-best 4th place finish at Daytona last week, and you hear a lot about momentum in other sports. There's no doubt about the momentum that he's carrying into this race, Marty.
And lap 33, we've got our first caution flag flying here at Auto Club Speedway. We have debris on the racetrack, and that'll bring everybody down. Right now, we have a total of 30 cars on the lead lap. There you see Danica Patrick. Give you an update on her. She is running 40th right now. One lap down. There are 3 cars behind the wall: Eflin, Setzer, and Bornemann. So that nice big 4.5-second lead for Joey Logano goes for naught as we'll get ready for first round of pit stops.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of adjustments being made by some of the teams to try to catch this car. One car that will not need adjustments is that 32 car, Brian Vickers. He was actually catching Logano that run, so they might want to keep what they've got, just get 4 tires and reload.
You saw Jason Ratcliffe there, crew chief for Kyle Busch, giving some direction to the team, and obviously they want to figure out what was going on because Kyle fell back, then Kyle came back forward. So don't know if it was a tire situation or not, but he stayed out there the entire time.
Yeah, it seemed like it's more a handling issue, and they're prepared, it seems, to make some real adjustments, and they're not going to fall back too much by making those adjustments, and they have a fast enough car to make that up.
Yeah, Brian Scott's really getting the job done on the racetrack. It's going to be interesting to see here if his pit crew can do it on pit road against some of the best in the business.
You see the 56 there, and that will be our first lucky dog winner of the race, Kevin LePage. He'll get to come around, get back on the lead lap. That will give us a total of 31 cars. So as they come down pit road, let's get set up for this first round of pit stops. And Vince, they're coming your way.
Brian Scott, so much expected of him this year after a strong season in the Truck Series a season ago. Car's just a little bit tight. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment. 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel for Brian Scott in the 11. Doc?
Reigning series champion Kyle Busch in, and they will make an adjustment here. Track bar adjustment in the right rear. They were going to put a rubber in the left rear. They're pulling the left side tires off to put the rubber in. Dave.
Leader Logano said it only got a little bit tight at the end of the run, which is cool. It'd also be cool to win the race off pit road after just a slight air pressure adjustment, and they're going to do it, hands down.
Race off pit road from Nationwide Insurance, and you can see that Logano and Scott stay first and second. Vickers picks up 1. Harvick picks up 1. Edwards and Allgaier pick up 3 each. Kyle Busch, though, loses 4 positions.
Yeah, 17.7 second pit stop for Kyle Busch. And that's going to lose you spots every time on pit road.
Yeah, it took them a while to put that rubber in the left rear, so they did get that adjustment made.
And we'll see if that picks up Kyle here in this second run of this 300-mile event at Auto Club Speedway here in California. While we've got a moment, let's go back and take a look at that pit stop and talk about how hard it is to get that rubber in.
Well, and it is hard without losing time to get a rubber in the left rear. Sometimes you can pull one out pretty quick and not lose a lot of time. But you can see right there, they're adjusted on the track bar. They're getting right side tires. But the tire changer actually even slips a little bit coming around on the left rear. See, they have to pull that tire off and insert that rubber, and it just takes time, especially if it's a real tight fit, and it looks like it was. But, this is the time of the race you want to just give that time up and get your car right.
So there is Kyle, and here come the cars that are lapped down. Jamie?
Come on, 2, 1, right here, stop it.
And they count Danica into her pit box. She's saying she's really uncomfortable getting into the corner, really loose. She feels the back end just moving around on her. She's not exactly sure how it's supposed to feel, so she's telling them she just needs to be tightened up a bit, especially to run up high. And guys, she talks about not being able to get into the corner as deep as the other guys. 4 tires tightened her up just a bit and filled her up with Sunoco fuel. But DJ, maybe you could talk about how important it is getting in deep into the corner to keep that momentum.
Yeah, and one of the things, and I saw her in practice, and without testing, that makes it so difficult because you're here with your primary car. You don't want to mess up, but you have to find those limits, and you're really not utilizing all the downforce of your car if you don't drive it all the way down in there. That's where it makes the most, and it could actually make her car drive a little bit better.
All right, we're going to step aside as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here after 35 of 150 laps at Auto Club Speedway. Joey Logano still out front. Lights out on the pace car, but Danica Patrick has gotten her first speeding ticket from NASCAR exiting pit road. Here's the radio.
Hey, let's get ready to go. We're going to that orange sign, that black car. Go hard. Easy on the motor, easy on the motor. Clear to the wall, right there. Pit road speed, up against the wall. Easy, easy. 42, 42, 4200, second.
Green flag flies as we're back to green racing here at Auto Club Speedway. Joey Logano down low. Second place was Brian Scott. Vickers third. Harvick fourth. Edwards your top 5.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick just looking for somewhere to go. He's got a fast car, and he got it up to speed quickly. See him go to the middle right now off turn 2.
We talked about this track being 75 feet wide, and this is what we get on these restarts. There goes Harvick underneath Vickers. Here comes Edwards. He had fallen back in that first run, and look at Allgaier.
Talk about what a great run Justin Allgaier had at Daytona. Looks like he's got a pretty fast race car here.
Harvick, we mentioned the fact he never won here. I asked him before the race, I said, would it mean something special? He said, no, I want to win them all. Well, Joey hasn't run away from Brian Scott. You can see the two of them. Vickers there in the middle of that 3 car. Now it's gone down to 2 as Edwards drops back a little bit. And here comes Vickers utilizing the high side.
Well, like I said, before that caution came out, Brian Vickers had the fastest car. He was even faster than Logano. So he doesn't want to lose much time right here in this beginning of this run so he can have a shot at maybe getting the lead back or getting the lead from Logano.
Yeah, how impressive Brian Scott in this group, Andy. They answered your question on pit road by keeping him up there, and he's doing a great job.
They did. They had a good pit stop, 14-second pit stop.
Remember, Vickers has 4 top 10 finishes in 4 of his last 5 races here, including second place just last October.
Now, Harvick's giving him a fit right now, though. Got a little company now. Kyle Busch wants in on this.
Yeah, we're going to find out just how good that rubber is going to work for Kyle as he tries to get caught back up to Joey Logano.
Yeah, I think something we're definitely seeing right now that the combination between the Toyota bodies and the engine are something that's really working here at this racetrack today.
You can see how bumpy it is going down that backstretch. You just watch the front end of these race cars. But look at the difference. Everybody was commenting, look at the stability in the 2 Joe Gibbs cars versus everybody else. They just don't seem to move around the track as much.
Yeah, you want to hold the attitude of the car at the maximum aerodynamic attitude, and that sometimes can make a harsh ride. And the key is, it looks like the Gibbs cars especially are able to do that without having that real harsh feel to it. Or look, you know, what we're looking at, it looks like their cars go through the bumps a little better.
Carl Edwards trying rim ride it there, and it's not going to pay dividends for him as he falls back in that 3-car pack into that last spot. So it's Vickers, followed by Kyle Busch, then Carl. Take a look right now at David Rudiman and Greg Biffle. That is a battle for 11th. Now remember when Biffle shot all the way up to 2nd, then all of a sudden right before the yellow, all of a sudden he fell back. So now he's trying to work his way back. Here comes the 88 of Kelly Byers. Not a very impressive weekend so far, but starting to move forward.
Yeah, he has actually been steadily moving forward. That's one car I've been watching on the monitor. So won't be too much longer. We'll see him mixing it up with these guys.
Trevor Bayne in the 99's got Greg Biffle underneath him in the 27. We mentioned Bayne had a birthday yesterday. He said, I asked him, what happened? Anything special? He says, no, until I got back to my hotel room, there were 750 balloons in his hotel room.
Can you fit that many in a hotel room?
He slept with them. He says, I didn't know what to do with them. Biffle going down low all the way to the apron. All 4 wheels.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about in the opening of the show, that you could utilize that apron. There's only 14 degrees of banking and a lot of asphalt up there, but these guys will get on the apron, get their car turned where they can get back to the throttle. Biffle, one of the best at doing that.
Right side of your screen, Allgaier and Brad Keselowski. That is for 7th, along with Jason Leffler in that mix as well. Now remember, those are the 2 Penske cars. And Brad in the 22. As here comes a Leffler right back underneath him.
You see Brad Keselowski just really drove the car in the corner hard, but he really paid the price coming off the corner.
Well, everybody's been kidding Brad because if you know, his brother Brian, in not such a heavily funded team, along with his father Bob, actually finished in 12th. Brad finished 13th, so Brian's ahead of him in the points right now, and everybody's letting Brad know it. For those of you wanting to check on Danica right now, as you can see, she is running in 37th position. She's gotten around Eric McClure and Josh Wise, still 1 lap behind the race leader.
Yeah, and speaking of Danica and thinking about that issue that she had of getting into the corner, I think they're going to have to do some things a little different with her car to get her tight enough to get into the corner, and then they'll have to work on probably being too tight in the center, but they need to let her be able to get down there where these other drivers are driving down in.
Trevor Bayne underneath him, the 27 of Biffle. Again, boy, Biffle just loves that low line there. Leffler on the high side in the 38. Vince, what's the latest on Biffle?
Well, they've gotten the car working a little bit better. As Biffle had told you, we told you earlier that Biffle came on the radio early in the race and said it was too tight. They wanted to make a wedge adjustment.
currently running 11th. He'd slipped down after that pit stop, but says the car is working better. And you know Greg Biffle, when he's got a good car, he's going to be moving forward.
Well, and this is where the best battle action is on the racetrack. And you're not missing anything up front. Logano leads by a half a second over Brian Scott. And look at this. You've got 6 cars. Throw a blanket over them. You've got the 22 of Keselowski leading this freight train with Allgaier. And then Rudiman right behind him. Here comes Biffle, the 4th car. Leffler and Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, you can see Biffle there get on the outside of Jason Leffler in that 38 car there in the center of the corner. That sometimes will have an effect. It feels like it's really sucking the back end of your car around. You have to get out of the gas. Biffle made that pass look pretty easy.
The various lines we keep seeing lap after lap, and now looks like the RW Racing machine has hooked up. You've got Brendan Gaughan right in front of Stephen Wallace. Stephen coming off that top 10 run last week at Daytona, really loving this new Toyota. I said, how's the spirit of the crew? He goes, oh, day and night. He says, well, we really feel like we can do it. And right now they're running very well in tandem with their teammate as they try and work their way back up towards the top 10. They're 15th and 16th.
So you really got to hand it to Brian Scott right here in this 11 car. He is hanging right with Logano. And we're talking about all the teams that have really not been able to close the gap on Joe Gibbs Racing. And here's the team that has. I mean, I just wouldn't have thought that Brian Scott would have been the guy that would be challenging these guys today. But here he is. Look at him get this big run up off the top.
One of the trademarks of Joey Logano is he's always been there late in the race, not really led a lot of laps, but still manages to win. Well, he's led 43 laps today. That's more than his last 8 starts combined, and he has won twice in those last 8 starts. Kansas and right here last October at California.
Not afraid to search around for a better groove, too. He's working that high side on Logano.
Yeah, Joey Logano might find himself racing somebody a little different. It's normally been Kyle Busch, his teammate, that he's racing at the end of these races. But Brian Scott doing a fantastic job here today.
On the left side of your screen, you look at Biffle. There he is again, down low in that 27. And duking it out with David Rudiman and trying to close the gap on the 22 of Brad Keselowski. So we keep tabs on the battle for the race lead on the right side, and there's the battle for 7th.
Yeah, we see Biffle working the apron. I don't think he'll do that here in turns 1. He'll stay just right there on the white line. But down in 3 and 4, the one thing that you have to make sure you see Biffle slide the back end around coming out of turn 2. Yeah, I'd say they freed that car up some.
And it's going to cost him because there comes Rudiman around taking advantage. So he gets slid back to 1 position. And here comes Justin Allgaier saying, I'd like a piece of that action too.
Biffle back to the apron, though. But if you're going to do that, you really got to be back in the throttle hard to get your speed up out of that corner.
Great battle between Rudiman and the 22 of Brad Keselowski as they come to the stripe. I mean, it is Keselowski, by just about 4/1000th of a second. That's how close it is. And now Rudiman's going to take the low line. Here comes Biffle with him. And he is going to clear him. So move Rudiman around Brad Keselowski, move him into 7th position. And here comes Brad saying, I want it back. And he's going to take it back. Meanwhile, here's the battle up front. Still as close as the last time we checked it.
Hey, see, Brian Scott still just working really hard on that outside groove, trying to use that momentum to close the gap on Joey Logano. And he does it down the front stretch just about every lap. But it seems like Joey's a little better in turn 2.
Joey on the low side. Brian getting closer to that rim at the top of the track. We are about a third of the way through this race. Joey Logano has led 47 of 50 laps so far. Stay with us. Welcome back to the NASCAR Nationwide Series at California. Make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. One thing we want to tell you about, the 2010 Bassmaster Classic continues in Birmingham, Alabama. The best bass anglers setting off to grab the $500,000 top prize. Every catch is big. Bassmaster Classic on ESPN2 tonight and tomorrow at 10 Eastern. For more, just log on to ESPN.com. All right. Joey Logano's leading Brian Scott by 0.3 of a second. Dave Burns, give us an update.
Well, it's been interesting, Marty, because on that pit stop, when Joey put the car in front of the crew, they they slapped a piece of tape on the front grille because it was running cooler than it needed to for optimum horsepower. That sometimes loosens a car up. They also took air pressure out of the right front of the car. That sometimes loosens the car up. But the car's tighter this run than the last run, and that's why Brian Scott was able to catch it at the beginning. It's gone away a little bit, but a little tighter this run for Joey. Hard to turn for the 20 car this run. Vince?
Well, Brian Scott says the car has tightened up just a tick, but he's still very comfortable, and he really likes the number 11. In fact, he came on the radio a few moments ago and says, this thing is a rocket ship. And he's got an experienced man on the box to think about it, to thank for it. Bill Wilburn didn't put this team together until early January, but they have assembled a good one. And Billy Wilburn's a good one. Our friend Rusty Wallace will attest to that. He shared some of the glory with Rusty back in the day. Let's go to Doc.
Well, guys, the track bar adjustment and rubber in the left rear has helped Kyle Busch, but it is not enough. Kyle is saying there still is no side bite in the rear of the car getting up off the corner, so he'd like the car to be improved. They will make another adjustment on the next stop. Marty.
All right, thanks, Doc. As you take a look at Kyle, so they'll keep working on that car. He is 2.5 seconds basically behind the race leader and almost 2 full seconds ahead of Brian Vickers, who is running in 4th. Carl Edwards rounds out your top 5. And they are closing in on Danica Patrick as she is 1 lap down, currently running in 35th position. As if you're just tuning in, let's recap what's happened so far. A lot of people tuned in last week as media coverage, as you can tell, has been everywhere. And the car just really not to her liking as she backed up all the way to 41st position. But after the first round of pit stops, the only bad news was she got her first speeding ticket exiting pit road. But she has since picked up from that 41st position and is now moved up to 35th. And her lap time's about a half second better.
Yeah, just watching the lap times this run versus last run, maybe even a little more than that. Not more like 3/4 of a second faster this set of runs or set of laps in this run. So she's definitely improving, and that's what she needs to do. And that's, you know, keeping the car in one piece and getting better every lap. That's what they set out to do.
I'm going to see if I can make it work better up top. Are people up top?
Yeah, there's a handful. Certain cars are.
You were talking earlier about how she has to force her way into that corner. She has to actually make it go faster to correct the problem.
Well, the speed, if you carry this car on down in the corner, you're going to have a little tighter aerodynamic situation. Now, it's hard to do that when your car's a little unsteady getting in. The first thing to do is slow up a little bit. But when you do that, you actually make the car looser yet. So sometimes you can't even slow down enough. You almost have to make yourself drive in there.
And there goes Joey Logano putting Danica now 2 laps down. And the reason I brought you up to that is because that's the same thing that happens at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rookies get in there and they have to force themselves to literally learn how to flat-foot it because the car is just unstable until you get there. Battle for 5th place, Kevin Harvick along with Carl Edwards. Harvick underneath. Looks like he's going to be able to clear him. Yeah, he's got him.
Yeah, he does. Looked like Kevin Harvick, by what we can see here, both of these runs after the green flag is flown, that it takes his car a little bit of time to come in. I don't know if they're starting their air pressures way down, but to get it to Kevin's liking, he's losing some time, especially to these Toyotas up front.
Right now, Kevin Harvick 6.3 seconds behind the race leader of Joey Logano. Lap 61 of 150 as we take a look at Joey Logano leading in front of Brian Scott by 1.3 seconds. Scott's the only driver in the top 10 without a Nationwide Series victory. Can he get one today? Stay with us. Working lap 65 here at the Stater Brothers 300 at Auto Club Speedway, and Joey Logano is still our race leader by 3.2 seconds as he puts another lap on more traffic here at this 2-mile oval. Kyle Busch has gotten around Brian Scott for 2nd place, so obviously the changes that they have made, Kyle is starting to work his way back towards the front. As we said, 3.2 seconds behind. And Vickers is now in 4th, Kevin Harvick 5th, Greg Biffle is 6th, Carl Edwards 7th, and David Ruderman is in 8th position. So we rounded out the top 8. Why don't we go up to speed and take you a little deeper in the field? Doc, let's check in on 9th place.
And that would be Brad Keselowski, the two-time most popular driver in this sport. He's driving a brand new car today for Penske Motorsports, built by new crew chief Paul Wolf. And ironically, Penske has decided to run the older Dodge engine. They're running the R5 P7 instead of the new engine, but that would mean a smaller tapered spacer. In terms of the handling, the car was very free early on, and they took a major swing at it. 2.5 rounds on the track bar. It has gotten much better, but still not quite good enough. Vince.
The 38 car, Jason Leffler, is currently in the 10th spot. Leffler was a little bit too loose in that first stint, but says now it's even freer than it was before. Leffler hasn't had great results at this track, but he loves racing here. He says the seams on the track create a challenge. He said that, it's one of those places you've always got to be hustling the car, and that fits right in for a guy that grew up driving sprints and midgets. He's definitely hustling it today, Dave.
Vince, Trevor Bayne has a problem. He can't hustle the car on the bottom of the racetrack. He came on the radio about 5 laps ago and said, whoa, I can't hold the car on the bottom of the racetrack. That's the kind of thing that gets the attention of the crew chief, and Jerry Baxter's going to have to help him a little more next time he comes down pit road. They got it a little bit better, he said, but the back end is just moving around. It's really not helping him turn that much better. Actually, a little bit too much on the bottom. Vince?
The 12 car of Justin Allgaier is sitting in the 12th position. They had a really good car here last year, but in the words of crew chief Chad Walter, kept shooting themselves in the foot. They had a pit road speeding penalty, took 4 tires on a late pit stop that backfired. They ended up 14th. Not a bad finish, but felt like they were much better. So they didn't want to hurt themselves today. They wanted to make sure they had a good race car, which they do, and capitalize on it, which they're trying. Still a little bit too tight for the 12 of Justin Allgaier. The 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Gaughan is in 13th spot. This car's had some success in its history, a top 10 at Phoenix back in 06. Also, Stephen Wallace drove it to its first nationwide pole at Bristol in 07. But he's working with a new crew chief, Brad Parrott, just in their second week. So they're still working on the chemistry between the two, but he loves the experience Parrott brings to the table. I look for this team to continue to get better. Dave?
And Vince, for James Buescher running in the 14th position, this run, actually both runs today, have been kind of like practice for him. He said, the team didn't hold back anything for me. They threw a car at me this weekend that even beyond my experience, and I have learned to drive it this weekend. What they did the last time on the adjustment made the car so twitchy free compared to how tight it was that they may have to go back a little bit on that air pressure adjustment. Doc?
Well, the 15 car of Michael Annett right now running in 15th position. The 23-year-old former hockey player continues to impress a lot of people. He finished 10th in the points a year ago and recorded his career best finish in this car on this racetrack last October. That was 6th. The car coming to him was a little free early on, but they made an air pressure adjustment on that last stop. Jamie.
And an update on Danica Patrick now. She runs 33rd after that last stop. They tightened her up. She's feeling a lot better about the car, and in essence, she's been able to give a little more feedback about her car.
I feel like down low, I'm hurting the rear tire too much, the right rear.
Feel like you're hurting it? That's getting looser and looser because you're usually using it?
Yes, Tony.
And of course, she's talking about the line that she's driving. For more on what Danica's talking about, let's go to Tim Brewer in our Craftsman Tech Garage. Tim, what's she talking about?
Jamie, what she's talking about, she's literally turning right. And anytime you can take tape off the nose of the car, you're going to alleviate downforce. That's going to make the car a lot more controllable. Naturally, your best friend is air pressure. By putting a little air in the right front tire, it actually tightens the car up. But my best suggestion right now, she's looking for direction. And Tony Eury Jr., he's a master at figuring out what that car needs. But right now, you're going to see somebody turning this wrench. What they're actually doing, they're lowering the inner pivot point of that roll center of the track bar. That will tighten the car up. But they run a tremendous amount of rear spring in the car. That's the reason you see them bounce across the bumps that hard. But taking air pressure out of the right rear tire, they'll also tighten it up. But they're just looking for direction right now. Marty?
All right, thank you very much, Tim, as there is your race leader, Joey Logano, 3.1 seconds ahead of his teammate Kyle Busch. He's now led 68 laps, and he's led 65 laps only 5 times. He won 3 of those races, finished second the other 2. Our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. New Fuel Max tires help you get there. on less gas. While we look down at our race leader, Joey Logano, with a 3.5-second lead, let's talk about the motorsports calendar. The Lucas Slick Miss Nationals qualifying going to be at 2 a.m. Eastern. 11 p.m. Pacific sounds better. That's tonight on ESPN2. Final 7 Eastern tomorrow evening. That also on ESPN2. Then NASCAR now at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow on ESPN2. And then the roundtable with Alan and the gang, 5 Eastern, also on ESPN2. And our next stop next week at Las Vegas. It's presented by GoDaddy.com, 4 Eastern. Also on ESPN2. I should just say it's all on ESPN2. Just remember, ESPN2. Back to the racing action, and Joey Logano now has led 73 laps. His teammate Kyle Busch has led the other 3. And remember, at the beginning of the race, we talked about the fact that Joe Gibbs Racing has led 85% of the laps coming into this event in the last 4 races, and they're just clicking them off. And here we go, first blink of an eye in the second round of pit stops. David Rudiman pulls off from his 7th place position. Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch.
On Rudiman's first stop, they decided to go down on the air pressure in both front tires. We'll let Andy describe what that does to the race car, but David said it really has improved the handling of the car. A minor air pressure adjustment this time, otherwise should be a routine stop, and they will make an adjustment on the chassis in the right rear. Left side tires going on, and Rudiman will have to make, as most of these cars will, one more stop to get to the checkered flag. He is down and away.
So David will come back out onto the racetrack. Meanwhile, Joey Logano still going off. Here comes Brian Scott as he's heading your way, Vince Welch.
That's exactly right, and Bill Wilburn reminding him about his pit speed limit to keep it on the 4,700 on the RPMs. They're going to make a chassis adjustment, also an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel. Brian Scott says they got to get the front end turning a lot better. The car went away from him during that stint, says it's just pushing a little bit too much, so the car not quite as workable for Brian Scott as it was in that first stint. Doc.
Carl Edwards said the adjustment they made on the previous stop helped it about 1/3. It is still very, very tight in the corner. In fact, Carl had backed off the throttle, concerned about using the right front tire. Air pressure only. He is down and headed back.
Coming down pit road is the 20, our race leader, Joey Logano. Dave Burns, he's coming your way.
Now, Joey's a good driver. He told his crew, you really made it better at the start of the run that time, not quite as loose. However, I need you to make it a little bit freer at the end of the run, just a little bit too tight. That'll be a track bar adjustment in the rear window, full of Sunoco fuel for the leader. As well, Kevin Harvick is on pit road. One of the things they're looking closely at is the front grille of Harvick as he gives up the 5th position to pit. He wanted to see if they had any damage on it from a little contact there. It looks pretty good. They'll make an air pressure adjustment. Jamie?
And Danica Patrick, they just pulled a spring rubber, another track bar adjustment. Now, they just told her, because she got the speeding penalty last time, do not watch your lights on your dash. Keep the RPMs at 4,200, and you should be good.
And we can tell you bad news for Carl Edwards fans. He is going to get ticketed for speeding on the exit. Sam, not as much of a talker as Hollywood was last week down on pit road. Let's go to Dave.
For Trevor Bayne, they're going to make a chassis and an air pressure adjustment for that car that was really loose on the bottom of the racetrack. He was running in about the 11th position, so hanging in there. Needs his car to be a little bit better.
And Danica Patrick's going to get her 2nd speeding ticket for exiting too fast. Here comes Carl Edwards down pit road to serve his pass through. So it's a costly penalty for Carl, as he will go 1 lap down.
Man, when they say 55, they mean it.
Let's go to Doc.
Brad Keselowski on pit road. He opted to stay out 1 lap because he wanted to get the 5 bonus points for leading a lap. A major chassis adjustment in the left rear of his brand new Dodge. Remember, Brad is running full-time in both the Nationwide and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
2 more speeding tickets. John West West Townley in the 62 of Brendan Gaughan, and it's all in the last segment, guys. I don't think these guys realize where that final cone and timing line is. They're getting on the hammer too soon. Here comes Justin Allgaier in. He had run up to second place as he makes his second pit stop. Vince?
Well, and the car has just been too tight for Justin Allgaier, and he told Chad Walter, the crew chief, we need to take a bigger swing at it this time than we did the time before. So they're going to make an air pressure adjustment, also a chassis adjustment with wedge, 4 tires and fuel, trying to get that car freed up. He's tight all over the track. The 12 still hasn't gone down yet, a little lengthy on the stop.
Yeah, they were a little slow right at the tail end there, but Justin goes back out, and there is Danica Patrick serving her second speeding penalty. And see, there is the yellow line, and the actual speeding zone is a little bit further than that, and I'm wondering if maybe these guys are hammering it just a little bit too far.
Yeah, you're hearing them all getting caught in that last zone, and you're antsy trying to get going. So, you know, once you get past that race off line, there's actually yet still more of that segment left that you have to maintain that speed.
Yeah, it's a long pit road, and you want to go. And what you have to understand, if you're on that limit all the way down there and you just hit that throttle a little bit, that transponder's in the rear of that car, and you can get that speeding in just a split second right there.
Guys, it's gotten from bad to worse for John West Townley. Now he got caught for speeding entering pit road to serve his pass-through. All right, let's see here Danica's reaction to the second speeding penalty.
Where the hell was I speeding? Can you tell me what track?
I'm trying to find out. Find it out, Daryl. Ask him where we speed.
I'm telling you, I think that's the thing. I'm thinking they don't realize that that last line is a little bit deeper than where you know, it's the race off pit road line.
Yeah, well, that's part of the driver's commitment to driving these race cars, is to understand where all of this is. There's a cone down there signifying where that pit road speed ends.
James Busher comes in. He was in the race lead, Dave.
That after running in the 14th position, he stayed out as everyone else pitted. He got to lead a few laps. That car that was twitchy free and tight off turn 2, just a slight air pressure adjustment. No wrenches going in the rear window, so very small adjustments for Busher, the rookie who is learning very well here in California.
Okay, so now watch for that yellow line, because that's where it's the last line that we're talking about. You can see James Busher, boy, he has that steering wheel way up on his chest. We might get a chance to talk a little bit more about that as the race progresses. Right now, the race leader again after the cycling of pit stops, Joey Logano. We have a total of 18 cars on the lead lap. Back here at Auto Club Speedway, our second caution for debris on the front stretch, and we do have a couple of takers that are going to come down pit road and take advantage of this and maybe top off on fuel. Vince, we'll send it your way.
Well, the 11 car of Brian Scott has just been a little bit too tight, so they're going to go back to the air pressure that they had to start the race. Also going to take a rubber out of the left rear, 4 tires and fuel, trying to get that 11 to be the rocket ship it was earlier. Doc?
Kyle Busch, exactly the same thing, Vince. 4 tires, and they're going to take that rubber out of the left rear. The track has changed. They've made adjustments, and Kyle thinks they pull the rubber out, they'll be much better for the final run. Dave.
For Kevin Harvick, bottom of your screen, it was more about fresh rubber than anything. Joey Logano wanted a track bar adjustment, and the 32 of Brian Vickers took fuel only.
So as you see, Vickers, no tires, and he picks up 2 spots. Logano in the Nationwide Insurance race off pit road drops down 1. Trevor Bayne picks up 3. Jason Leffler, the biggest loser in that group, as he drops 3. Now you got to remember, there was only 9 laps on these guys' tires, and but they decided to take advantage. That surprised us a little bit that so many came in.
Yeah, you need all the grip you can get out there, though. But Carl Edwards had to roll the dice. They got that speeding penalty. He needed to get some track position back.
Guess what? Carl Edwards got busted for speeding again. He's going to have to do another pass-through. Too fast exiting pit road.
I'm well within my green. It's we're just off on the speed, I guess. So.
Well, the first time Carl got caught, he was 7th. It dropped him down to 16th. He's still on the lead lap right now, but they're going to put him on the tail end as we'll go back to green flag racing. We'll get everything all sorted out as far as any other details to pass along as we've passed halfway, but we still got a lot of racing to go. 62 laps here at California.
Time to get caught up on what's happened so far with a 5-hour Energy Rapid recap. Danica Patrick's second NASCAR start. Fell to the back, basically. He's kind of off the pace early. Fell back to about the 37th position and has since gone down a couple of laps on the racetrack and been tagged for a couple of penalties for speeding on pit road. He is not alone where that's concerned. Stars of the day so far. Well, how about a tip of the cap to Brian Scott?
Yeah, Brian Scott is just flat flying in that Toyota. It's one of the best runs I've seen this young man have in his career. I mean, he's looking great out there running with Logano, a real fast car today, guys.
But the top 2 stars of the day, who else? The Joe Gibbs Racing duo.
Surprise. This is what we talked about in our pre-race show, the domination of Gibbs. And boy, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch have been nothing short of remarkable today. They are flat out getting it done.
And in reality, Brad, it has been Joey Logano who has been the dominator.
Yeah, exactly. He led 79 laps consistently and looks like he's going to lead a bunch more.
He's going to be shuffled back for this restart because 7 cars didn't pit. Logano's going to be 9th for the restart. Brian Vickers first off pit road is 8th. And all the guys in front of them didn't stop. Looking at Danica Patrick as we get set to go green.
And look at Harvick shooting around on that 33 on the high side.
Well, you can see just what a difference tires makes right there. These other guys maybe didn't get their tires cleaned off or heated up quite as much. Kevin Harvick on the move.
Already up to 6, make it the now 5th. He is just coming on strong. Allgaier is his next victim. And he's going to look like he's going to go down low to the middle of the track. Now he tucks back up behind Allgaier. So it's Biffle, Rudiman, Brad Keselowski, your top 3, followed by Allgaier, Buescher, and Harvick. On board with Kevin.
You can see him dive the car right to the bottom of the racetrack to make a pass there. Here comes Kyle Busch in the middle.
Yeah, he's going to squeeze between the 1 of Buescher, and on the outside is Vickers.
He made it 4 wide there for a moment getting into turn 1 and between 1 and 2.
Going down 3, Sparks flying. And he's going to have to drop back a little bit. Vickers gets the low line.
Having to deal with some traffic now. They don't have that track position that they've had all day.
Here comes Logano as he's trying to get back into the mix. There's the margin from outside. You can see everybody in that first 4. And here comes 3 wide. Logano looking down low in the 20.
He really got a great run off of turn 4. See if he's able to make it stick and make this pass on the bottom side here in turn 2 in that 20 car.
And that's the battle for the race lead. Rudiman tucked up right underneath the 27 of Biffle.
He's giving him a push down into turn 3.
Do get some drafting effect. You don't want to be doing any bump drafting, but you can really push a car along down the straightaway here.
I bet Rudiman looked in his mirror and saw that 33 car coming to Kevin Harvick on fresh tires.
The 22 of Brad Keselowski in 3rd place right now, and he is under attack by Harvick. And then right behind them, you can see here comes Kyle and Joey Logano side by side. There's Vickers, followed by Allgaier in the 12.
You remember asking, you wondered why some of them pitted a while ago, Marty? Right there's why.
Well, last year, this race, if you took 2 tires or no tires, you were pretty much in trouble. And here we are again being proven that you got to have 4. Michael Annett getting past the 21 easily and looking like he's going to go past the 66 of Stephen Wallace as they head into 3.
Yeah, Michael Annett, someone we talked about at Daytona, had a nice run there, following it up here with a good run.
That's Carl Edwards right behind him in the 60. This is all for like 15th, 16th, and 17th. So now here comes Wallace right back on Annett, and it's Edwards down low.
Yeah, Carl had gotten a break with that caution coming out. They took no tires to get some track position back again. Then he got caught speeding again, had to start at the end of the field on this restart, so they're going to need a little bit of help with another caution or something to get back in this.
Let's go up front. Here comes Harvick taking a look for the race lead with Biffle. Rudiman's on the high side, taking the long way around.
Could be 3 wide coming out of the corner here. Oh, Rudiman in the wall.
Tags it. The question is now, how much damage?
Looked like Biffle kind of didn't see him out there, maybe ran him out of room.
Well, David's never led here in 8 previous starts. He's had some good runs, but he's just never been able to get it up front, and I'm not sure now he's going to be able to if that damage is anywhere near how hard it looked.
After the restart, Joey Logano actually was back to 11th place, and now you see he's challenging for the lead.
There's Trevor Bayne, James Busher, and Menard. Paul, the first time we've been able to talk about him today, as he has moved his way into the 12th position, trying to get underneath the 99.
See Paul really working the steering wheel there. Car's a little bit loose coming out of the corner there. Dave?
And DJ, that's what he's been fighting most of the day in the 98 car. The restart right there was about the worst thing he could have imagined, though, because he stayed out, did not pit, restarted 6th, and fell back to 14th when everyone swept by him with those fresh tires. So trying to recover now.
While all this battle is going on, we can tell you Joey Logano has squeezed around Kevin Harvick and is now in second place, just 0.3 of a second behind race leader Greg Biffle. There's the top 4. Biffle, Logano, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. Brad Keselowski rounds out the 5.
You can see Harvick was up there trying to take the lead away from Greg Biffle a minute ago. Now he's getting ready to drop back to 4th as Kyle Busch in the 18 is going to make that pass for 3rd.
So the changes to Kyle's liking, obviously, because he does clear Harvick, move him up to 3rd position. Now here comes Harvick, going to say, I might try it on the high side one more time. Down the back stretch, and he's got a good run.
Yeah, he may find a little something here. He's been on the bottom and on the apron and everywhere else, but sometimes you get put in a situation you find your car might work a little bit better somewhere you haven't been running.
On board with Harvick. Now it's Kyle on the high side. And Kyle clears him. So move Kyle back into 3rd. There's your race lead, as it is Biffle and Logano pretty much nose to tail.
Yeah, Biffle's not going to make it easy on Logano. They've had some run-ins in the past, and well, I say that now Biffle lets him have it on the bottom, but they've actually had a few run-ins on the racetrack.
And quickly, we'll tell you, Danica Patrick has moved her way up to 34th, 3 laps behind the race lead. We still have 39 cars out on the racetrack. Here is Brad Keselowski and the battle for the race lead at the same time. Logano on the low side. Biffle trying to hang on, but I don't think he's got enough. This time it looks like Logano's going to clear him. So this will be our 9th lead change between 7 different drivers.
Yeah,
now, a number of those happened during the caution stretch where we were under green flag there for a while before that caution. But it has been mostly Joey Logano leading 81 total laps.
See a great battle here. We see David Rudiman, who was up there battling for the lead a while ago in that 10 car, got into the wall, and now he's fallen back quite a bit. Here comes Brian Vickers in the 32. Is he trying to get Kelly Byers? 11 of Brian Scott in that mix, too.
So Allgaier right there in 6th, Rudiman 7th, Scott 8th, Byers and Vickers.
I definitely think the 10 car Rudiman has some damage from that contact.
Well, he hit it hard enough to almost knock the wall down. I'm surprised he was able to even keep it going, but he must have just, you could see the damage right along the side there, and it doesn't look as bad as it actually looked when he made the contact with the wall.
It doesn't look bad, but these cars really rely a lot on the side force that you get with the right side of these cars, and if you push that in any, as we see Kyle Busch trying to take this 2nd spot, it really hurts your car.
Yeah, Biffle's under attack now for 2nd. Kyle tucks in up underneath him. Down the backstretch, heading into 3. Kyle looks like he's going to try the high side because he knows Biffle likes to run low.
Yeah, and this really isn't much of a match. I mean, you've got the 2 best race cars with 4 tires on them versus Biffle, who stayed out there on tires. He's doing a great job.
Looking at about 47 laps to go here. So we're 2/3, just past the 2/3 mark at Auto Club Speedway. And it has been a very interesting race, which normally, quite honestly, isn't the case. It has been a freight train in the past, and even though there's been some domination up front by the Joe Gibbs Racing cars, as you see Kyle get into 2nd place, there's been a lot of great action going on back in through the field. So as the laps continue to roll on, Joey Logano is back up front. His teammate Kyle Busch right behind. Biffle, Keselowski, Harvick round out your top 5. The 2010 Bassmaster Classic continues in Birmingham, Alabama. $500,000 up for grabs. All the action, another chapter as it's written in the Bassmaster history book. Every catch is big. Bassmaster Classic on ESPN2 tonight and tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. Well, we have completed 106 of 150 laps. You're riding along with James Buescher in 11th position as he has done another good job after coming off last week's top 10 performance at Daytona in that unsponsored #1. Our race leader is Joey Logano by 1.2 seconds over his teammate Kyle Busch. He's now led 87 laps. And let's do a different type of up to speed as we'll check in with a variety of cars. And let's check in on Greg Biffle. Vince?
Yeah, Biffle currently running third. It's been impressive what Biffle and this crew chief Ricky Byers have been able to do. Haven't been together before this season, but they have found a comfort level with one another already. Biffle said the car out front was a little bit too free. He led 7 laps, but he said it just was a little bit too free in the front. It's much better when he gets in a little bit more traffic, says the car is very comfortable right now, Dave.
Vince, Kevin Harvick is pretty happy with his race car right now, running in 5th position, but he's even happier with his new pit crew. Hired in the offseason, faltered last week at Daytona. Nobody was fired. They worked hard, and they are +2 in the gain-loss category on pit road today for Kevin Harvick. Jamie?
And Kelly Byers right now, hats off to him, running 8th, the best he has been all day. He signed with Junior Motorsports 5 months ago and eagerly awaited this season to start. Well, last week with Danica deciding to run, he had to wait till this week to kick off his season. He wants to prove to everybody he deserves this ride. Started 32nd. He has been so tight, but this team has worked on the car. It has come to life, and it is the fastest it's been, Doc.
And about 9 laps ago, David Ruderman was trying to hold off some cars with fresher tires, and he bounced it off the wall in turn 4. Let's get a damage update. Here's their radio.
Does everything feel all right, David? You didn't hit it very hard. I think it's pretty tight now. I think I might have killed the fender.
Yeah, 10-4, bud. Just keep hanging in there.
Well, in spite of possibly killing that right rear fender, Ruderman's done a heck of a job to hold on to a top 15 position. Right now, he has slid back for 14th position, and they're still about 18 or so laps away from what should be their final stop of the day. Marty?
Thanks, Doc. And Michael Annett going under him in the 15. That's going to be for positions. Well, I love it. The guys outside the car always says, oh, it doesn't look like you hit too hard. It looked pretty hard from up here.
Yeah, he tagged it pretty good coming off 4.
Great 5-car battle. That's Trevor Bayne trying to hold off Carl Edwards and Michael Annett. That is all for position on the racetrack. Bayne 12th, Edwards 13th, Annett 14th, and Ruderman 15th. On further back, let's update you on Danica Patrick. She started 36. She has moved up now to 33rd position. She is 3 laps down, but again, her lap time's getting better as she gets more comfortable with the car. There's a great view from high above. And 6 cars in that little pack of coming out of that turn. We're going to step aside with about 40 laps remaining. Joey Logano trying to go 2 in a row. Last October and now in February here at California. Welcome back to the NASCAR Nationwide Series here at California, and make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. The information we can give you right now is Joey Logano has now led 95 laps of the 114 we've run. His lead is 1.2 seconds over teammate Kyle Busch, and we'll give you the margin. There's what it looks like, and Kyle had this most recently on the radio.
I don't have anything left. Car's not bad. It's still just a tad tight, but dude, I don't know what he's got.
Oh, he's got a rocket ship.
I tell you what he's got. He's got the same thing you got. got the same equipment, and they're running almost identical lap times within just a few thousandths of a second last time by.
Well, we can tell you the driver leading the most laps has won 5 of the last 6 races here, and Joey has clinched the most laps, the 5 bonus points that go with that. We've had a total of 7 different leaders, 9 lead changes, but that 1.2 second gap has sort of settled down now the last couple of laps. So we'll have to wait and see. That we got one more round of pit stops, and let's put you guys on the spot. If you're Kyle, what are you asking your crew chief to give you?
Well, it sounds like that he's still just a little bit on the tight side. We've seen him move up the racetrack trying to basically free the car up a little bit up here, not having to turn the wheel as much. So they'll probably make a little bit of an air pressure adjustment or possibly a wedge adjustment to see if they can help him get that 20 car.
And if you're the crew chief, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to do whatever the driver wants. I mean, that's the thing. You got to give him what he needs to be able to beat this 20 car.
Oh, no. Kevin Harvick is slowing in the backstretch and now pulled down below the line. So a trouble for the 33. And boy, Kevin.
Going to the truck, Ernie.
Yeah, he's got it out of gear. He's in neutral, like something's wrong with the engine, drivetrain, something.
Second on the all-time win list with 34. A two-time series champion, but he's never won here at California despite being second 3 times, including this very event last year. Dave, what are you hearing?
Yep, I just walked by the crew. Bruce Cook, the car chief, just looked at me and mouthed the word motor. Something you never want to see or hear in a race car.
He was running 5th, guys, when it let go.
Yeah, but boy, I tell you, that's hard to take. You know, you're running good, had a good Daytona.
Well, and he still hasn't made the decision whether or not he was going to run the full season. He said basically it was going to come down to, were we having fun? I don't think he's having fun right now.
I think he had fun up until that time, though. He had a pretty good car.
He did. He did. Well, let's reset what's going on now, because you can see Joey Logano has lengthened his lead. There's the margin from high above our position. 1.4 seconds the difference. Brad Keselowski's 6.7 seconds behind in 3rd. Then Greg Biffle has now moved up. He's 4th, and Brian Scott takes over that 5th position. There they are as the laps are winding down. 32 to go. We've already got still 22 cars on the lead lap. At this point last year there was 14. And oh no, we've got a crash. John West Townley, and look out, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. bangs the wall.
Spun off with 2 there.
Stenhouse was 22nd, and John West Townley was a couple of laps down in 29th.
It looked like Stenhouse just tried to avoid the spinning 21 car of John West Townley. Actually got the worst of it.
We're getting a report from NASCAR officials that they were hearing on the radios that there was oil in turns 1 and 2, so that may have been a big factor in all this, as the window net down on the 6 car.
He's going to need a record to get that car back to the garage.
And Ricky climbs out. So a tough break for Ricky. And guess what? He would have been the lucky dog.
Not so lucky right now.
No. He qualified 26th.
Guys, we're done. Go to the garage. He's getting out. It looks pretty bad.
It is, fellas. Hate to tell you. So our 3rd caution here with 30 laps remaining, and this will inevitably set up the money stop. And boy, the race off pit road is going to be pretty interesting, because if you got to get out in front of the 2 Gibbs cars if you're going to have a shot at this.
And you see right here the 21 car coming in with flat tires. He's pitting with the pit road closed just to get those tires off.
All right, let's go back and take another look at it.
Yeah, you can see he's
right
coming
there.
out of turn 2.
Yeah, he's just all by himself, just spun off of turn 2. Really no big deal right there. He had his car gathered up, but then you see Stenhouse can't see through the smoke, and is actually side by side with another car. Now, when he breaks out of the smoke, this is what he sees.
And
that's
right.
A little bit of inexperience there. Most of the time, a car spins coming off the corner, it's going to stay down, especially when the racetrack flattens out like that. So Ricky came off side by side with another car. If he just stays up on the racetrack, he's going to be fine there. But all of that smoke, that's easy to sit here and say, wow, should have missed that. But you can see as he came out of the smoke.
I'm not sure there was some contact with Stenhouse in the other car he was side by side with.
Remember, Kevin Harvick had a blown engine, and we just had a report of the oil up in 1 and 2.
Yeah, but that's up pretty high off of turn 2. Yeah, see, Harvick was in the garage for a few laps before that caution came out.
Yeah.
Here come the leaders.
All right, we're going to find out if anybody can make the right adjustment. And Vince, we're going to send it your way first.
Well, the 27 of Greg Biffle has been pretty good all day long as they remind him to watch his speed as he enters pit lane, because there have been plenty of speeding violations today. They're going to just put a little bit more air in it on the right side for Greg Biffle. He likes the car, said it's been pretty good, and they need to keep it that way to the finish. Doc?
Kyle Busch told Jason Ratcliffe, we are just a tick tight, so they make an adjustment on the right rear, slight air pressure, 4 tires, and they hope this little adjustment is enough. Dave.
For race leader Logano, they'll do it with air. They were thinking about a wedge adjustment to make the car freer at the end of the run, but they needed a great stop, according to crew chief Kevin Kidd. This way, the adjustment's already done when they put the tires on the car, and that helps win them the race off pit road.
And you can NCR Nationwide Insurance Race with Logano and Kyle Busch coming right back out in first and second. Biffle picks up 1 spot. Vickers picks up 3. A great stop for them, but Keselowski, the big loser, he drops 5. The race to the finish as we're getting close to the end with 29 to go. Our aerial coverage of the Stater Brothers 300 provided by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. New Fuel Max tires help you get there on less gas. Under our third caution, total of 12 laps under caution, and we have caught up with Kevin Harvick. Vince?
Kevin had a good run going. Man, it's been a long time. Go back to Charlotte of 2005, the last time you had a DNF. Well, ultimately, what was it that knocked you out here today?
We just had something to go wrong in the motor. It's been a long time since we've had an engine failure on any level from ECR. So those guys do a very good job. Hate it for all guys on our Ream Chevrolet, but had a decent car. I don't think we had a winning car, but I think we could have finished 3rd or 4th and had a solid day. But it is what it is.
You had some good battles out there from what you've seen. Anybody out there that can give this 20 a run?
I don't think so, unless it comes down to a restart or something. That was the only chance we had, was to have it come down to a restart and do something there. But other than that, if he doesn't make any mistakes, he's got them covered today.
Kevin Harvick still managing a smile despite the disappointment, Marty.
All right, thanks, Vince. Tough break for Kevin. And we mentioned right before the break, the 22 of Brad Keselowski lost 5 spots. Let's show you what happened on the pit stop.
Yeah, he'd worked his way up in the top 5, and they make this stop. And you can see, just getting into it a little too hot, slides over the line. But he does a good job of getting the car back in the pit stall. There's 20 cars on the lead lap, 21 cars on the lead lap. He gets out 9th. He could have lost a lot more than he did. So I have to actually give him and the crew some credit for minimizing the damage that this caused.
The point I'm looking at is the official never signaled that he was over the line. He may not have been.
Yeah, but they can't
forced to
take
back
a
up.
chance right there. If you start working on that car over that line, it is a 1-lap penalty. So
All right.
take that chance.
5 waiver rounds. Nemechek, McClure, Kenny Wallace, Jason Keller, and Tony Rames.
This is pretty much go time, man. You've been the best car all day, and I have full confidence that you're going to go out here and wear their ass out. That's a big 10-4.
That's the radio for Joey Logano, and he will start on the inside on this restart. Kyle Busch right alongside. Biffle 3rd. Mike Wallace up to 4th. Vickers 5th. Whoa, look at Michael Annett at the top of the screen as he tried to come out. There is the 2 Joe Gibbs cars as they continue to motor on.
And you can see that car bottoming out, that 18 car, Kyle Busch. Now he's been all over the back bumper of Logano, actually pushed him down the back straight.
Yeah, he's getting down the straightaway. It's not better than I am.
Let me correct one thing. I said Mike Wallace. He's the 01. It was the 11 of Brian Scott in that restart. Sorry for the mix-up. That radio, of course, was Kyle. And there you can see right down that back straightaway. It is basically a 2-car race for the race lead, but boy, there's still a lot of positions up for grab.
Yeah, a lot of racing to go here, and you see Kyle Busch doing everything he can possibly do to keep up with Joey Logano, but looks like Joey's car's just a fraction better today.
And look at Keselowski trying to come back from his situation on the slow pit stop. He's now up to 5th. While this battle continues out on the racetrack, Jamie Little has caught up with Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
And Ricky has been checked and released, and he is okay. Ricky, what happened with you in the 21 car?
The 21 car is just spinning off of 2, and I was to the inside of the 10 car and didn't really know which way the 21 was going, and I couldn't go the outside. The 10 was there, so went to the bottom, and then the 21 was there, so I had to go even further to the bottom and just lost it. Our day wasn't great. Our City Financial guys, they worked really hard on the car, and we were just struggling all day. It's we were running our butts off out there. We're in the lucky dog position, but I guess that's how it goes.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of the many rookies making his first start here today. He'll be back next week, Marty.
And that'll be at Las Vegas, and you'll see that race, of course, on ESPN2 as you continue to watch this battle with Brian Vickers in that 32 as Vickers in 4th ahead of Brian Scott. Scott has really driven a great race today. This is such a tough track for these young drivers to master, and there he is. I mean, he's got Vickers in front of him and Keselowski behind him.
He's done a great job all day. I mean, he's really been one of the few cars today that's been able to challenge Joey Logano. He did that early. You see right here, he's trying to get under Brian Vickers.
And it looks like he's going to pull side by side with him as they dive down into the corner. And here goes Scott. Vince, you got more on the 11?
You know, one of the things that's impressed me with that 11 of Brian Scott, not only his driving, but the support that he's gotten from his spotter, Jeremy Brickhouse, and also crew chief Bill Wilburn, because they've been encouraging him, talking to him about the fact that his car's going to get better, what they're going to do to make it better as you see him go down on the inside of the 32, and they've been coaching him through. Remember, Brian Scott, not a lot of experience in this series, but he has done a great job. It's been a total team effort on the 11 today. Dave?
And Vince, I think that's the most impressive thing about the Braun Racing team today is Brian Scott in the 11, but not far behind is the other Brian Vickers in the 32. The second of 4 cars that Braun has listed here today. It's been kind of back and forth for him today. Crew Chief Trent Owens told me that they were trying to overcome the problems they had last year where their cars were always loose. Unfortunately, they've been loose and then they've been tight and just been going on either side of good for Vickers all day. Marty?
Some kind of gesture from the 22 as we go back to the race lead, and I'm not sure that was a kind gesture. The battle between Joey Logano and his teammate continues.
I'm telling you, Kyle Busch is working him really hard here. He has tried a lot of things, and I think he might have found something here.
Yeah, he's moved back up on the racetrack again, and sometimes you get out of the mirror of that guy in front. He's wondering what you're doing. He spends a little bit more time watching that than doing his job. So Kyle's doing everything he can to put some pressure to make Joey make a mistake here.
These two are 2 seconds ahead of 3rd place Greg Biffle. Scott and Vickers another second behind that, and that rounds out your top 5 right now. And you can see the margin as there is Kelly Byers getting eaten alive on both sides. The 38 of Leffler and then Carl underneath.
Yeah, he got a real scare there. Trevor Bayne went around him on the high side. Looked like it almost sucked that 88 car around coming out of turn 2.
Still a good day for Kelly Byers. He's been steady and worked his way up there constantly during the day.
Yeah, Byers started 32nd to give you an idea. I mean, practice and qualifying was not what they wanted, but right now he has worked his way into the 11th position. And Danica has now worked her way to 29th, and she's managed to hold that margin now to 3 laps behind the race leader. We only have 21 cars on the lead lap. That's still better than last year at this point. We were down to 14.
She's really running a tight race with John West Townley. They almost made contact right there.
Well, and that is for position on the racetrack between those 2 cars. They are both 3 laps down. They got to be careful, though, if the race leaders get in the way. The 87 of Nemechek is only 1 lap down, so he wants to stay clear of any potential conflict. He's on the high side right there. So as these laps continue to wind down, Joey Logano has now led 112 laps, but as we've shown you, there's been a lot of racing action further back in the field. Let's talk about the rest of the motorsports calendar, and I'm going to remind you everything's on ESPN2. Lucas Slick Mist Nationals qualifying 2 a.m. Eastern. That's 11 p.m. out here on the West Coast. The finals 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. Then NASCAR now 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, and again at 5 Eastern on Monday. And then we're next at Las Vegas. It's presented by GoDaddy.com, and our airtime 4 o'clock Eastern, and again all of it on ESPN2. 5 times Joe Gibbs Racing has gone 1-2 with these guys involved. Joey Logano and Joe Gibbs, number 18 car, driven by Kyle Busch. And Doc, let's get the latest on that 18.
Well, DJ said a moment ago that Kyle was doing everything he can to try to get by. That's exactly right, DJ. And here's the reason. In 2009, Kyle Busch 6 times was leading with 10 laps to go and did not win the race. 4 of those 6 times, it was his teammate Joey Logano who made the pass. And Kyle today would love to turn the tables on his teammate.
Great piece, Doc. And notice the damage on Kyle's hood. Well, we're going to be able to show you exactly how this happened. It was just after that last round of pit stops.
Yeah, after they had that restart, Kyle got a big run up off turn 2 as they come up down the back straightaway. You see he gets all the way up behind Joey and just gives him a shove. I mean, he lifts him up off the ground and shoves him all the way down the backstretch.
Aerodynamically, is it hurting the car?
Yeah, probably a little bit, but I don't think it's going to keep him from beating Joey. I think that's that 20 car is just a little bit better today.
Yeah, it's just been a little bit better in all phases. They've been able to make some runs at him in the first 15 or 20 laps of a run, but his car is just so good. I don't know if it's a combination of maybe shock package and everything that they have that keep the tires on a little bit better, or if Joey's just that good at keeping the tires on the race car.
Well, this shows you the progression.
I can't even go to the bottom right now. I don't know if I heard us with the right front chains or what, but we never had that today.
So you heard him. He can't get to the bottom, and he's not able to close the gap. It's now 1.08 seconds. Another 4.8 seconds back to Greg Biffle in third, Brad Keselowski fourth, and Brian Scott in fifth. Let's check in on eighth position, because there you can see Paul Menard with his hands full with Jason Leffler, and then the 99 of Trevor Bayne.
That's a nice pass Jason Leffler just made. He's had a good solid day. Nothing spectacular, but got himself well inside the top 10 here.
Well, they were hoping for such big things last week at Daytona, but then, of course, got swept up in one of the big crashes and ruined his day. Let's get an update on the 38 from Vince.
Well, just the one complaint that Jason Leffler's had throughout the course of the day is that it just doesn't seem like the car wants to go, especially in traffic. He says it hasn't been handling poorly, just doesn't feel like they've got any speed. Scott Zipadelli, the crew chief, said he thinks they know what the problem is, but they can't correct it here. Doc, let's go to Dave. Dave?
And Vince, Trevor Bayne is having an uncorrectable situation, it seems like, too, because on that last pit stop, they didn't make any changes to the car. Kind of thought it would come around to him, but it has not. He's fallen from 7th back to battling for that 10th position. Been a little struggle for him today. Hasn't had the car just exactly where he wants him. And I don't think he wants Paul Menard right there either.
Boy, they are going after it, and Menard down low now. You can see he's got some damage to his right front fender.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage there. It's really going to hurt him. You see, it tore that fender apart. Lucky that it didn't cut the left rear tire of Trevor Bayne down right there.
Yeah, he still might have caused some damage to that left rear, so Trevor Bayne also has to be careful. That's a lot of damage to Paul's car, though. He's got the fender torn up.
Yeah, the laps are winding down. 9 to go. And this race has flown by as we've only had the 3 cautions, not trying to jinx us. The most cautions we've ever had here was last October when we had 10, and the fewest was 2. Let's go a little bit earlier with these 2 cars. Maybe this will give us an idea of whoa.
Whoops. Coming through.
And then here's the second installment. Wow. You're right. That easily could have cut that tire.
Yeah, and we'll have to keep an eye on Paul Menard right now as we see Brian Vickers here trying to take over the 5th spot from Brian Scott.
Vickers dives underneath, lets it drift out high. Here comes Brian right back underneath him. Tell you what, this kid who finished 7th in the truck points last year, he can wheel the race car. He has done an excellent job today. Carl Edwards right behind him. It has not been a great day for Carl. He thought he had a good enough car, but then got caught for speeding, and he's been fighting his way back.
Front tire ready. Right front tire.
Yeah, that's Paul Menard.
So that's Paul's radio. So that contact hurt him
right
more
side,
than
guys,
it did
right
the 99.
100 here.
So that is going to take him out of what was a good run. He was in the top 15, but and there it goes.
Fender somewhere.
Yeah, it's gone from bad to worse.
I'm sure NASCAR's looking around to see if that piece of that fender's on the racetrack somewhere.
Meanwhile, Joey Logano continues to motor on. He is now 1.7 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch, and this will be lap number 124 that he has led, and there'll be 6 to go next time by.
What we've seen out of him today is dominance like we saw last year from Kyle Busch in a lot of races.
Carl Edwards looking for 6th. Wow, Eric McClure gets a front row seat for that deal, as he is side by side now with Brian Scott, and Scott will not give it to him. The rookie, no, look out. The 62 of Brendan Gaughan spins.
Keep digging, you okay. Keep her low, keep her low.
Gaughan,
get the brakes.
21st position, he would have gotten the lucky dog. He was the first car 1 lap down, but since he brought out the caution, he will not.
Okay, crew chief, what you going to do now?
Yeah, I slipped up into the gray line. Got some dust on my tire. Lost it to the wall. I never slowed down more than 30 miles an hour. Do I still get the beneficiary? Nope.
Well, so you get the assessment.
I was trying.
From
He's
the
on
team.
the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah, fair question.
So now, remember, there will be no free pass this time since Brendan would have gotten it. And as we said, he brought out the caution, and there's some debris. That's the tire from Paul Menards, and it's already happened here.
It's like Brendan may have gotten just a little bit too high and got up in the loose stuff and got turned around.
We're going to have less than 5 to go here, but if those two Gibbs cars stayed out front, I'd have to think that some of these other guys might take a chance to come get some tires.
Yeah, why not?
Hang them out there.
I'd say try anything at this point.
And if they come in, then you stay out. So
remember last week when we had that kitchen sink back in the
Wonder if Brewers still got that thing down.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think everybody want them to drop it into Joey's car for a little extra weight to slow him down. So the question will be, who will come onto pit road? Who has anything left as far as tires? That's really the key.
You can see Jason Radcliffe here, the crew chief for Kyle Busch. Deep discussion here, trying to figure out what they're going to do. This is where you earn your money.
Yeah.
This is it. It's tough.
Well, let me ask you, if all right, crew chief, Jason knows he has the best car. If he brings him down pit road, does everybody have to come?
Let's bring it, guys. 4 tires here.
That's your answer right there. He wants to win, man.
I think if they do, then the rest of these guys, if they can get a bunch of them to stay out, they've got a great opportunity to hold them off. They're staying out now.
Called it off.
That's what I think they have to do.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody else would stay out, and they'd be too far back to win.
See, that's what the fun part about these late race cautions, the tactics
What you
that
hope
go
you
on.
can do is just pull some people down pit road. I think it's a fake right here, and it is.
I would have come if I was Biffle and them. Look at all the other ones coming.
Carl Edwards, Trevor Bayne, he comes as well. But a number of the front runners stay out.
I think if Biffle comes, he gets those guys right behind him coming too.
And that may
just
be
left those two.
There's Justin Allgaier pulling in. Also Colin Brown in the 16. Doc, let's send it your way.
Well, they had nothing to lose here for Carl Edwards. They're going to put 4 tires on and add no fuel. They don't need any extra weight in the back of the car. Put 4 fresh Goodyears. And that was a discussion with Kyle and some of the other people up and down pit road was who had fresh tires to put on. Dave.
And Trevor Bayne will get fresh tires on as well. They had them, and they'll put them on there. Fresh rubber, the way to go for this rookie.
So as he comes off pit road, our 4th caution, a total of 15 caution laps. Look out, fellas. Don't get into each other on the exit there. So this will take us to the finish line. Don't go away. Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Greg Biffle, Brad Keselowski, a whole passel stayed out. Was it the right call?
It's 300 miles at the Auto Club Speedway of Southern California.
It's been all Tony in his Toyota thus far.
This is a strong team with Joe Gibbs Racing. You're going to see this happen a lot more.
He put a whooping on it. These Joe Gibbs teams really have all the details ironed out. Kyle Busch is really picking them up and putting them down out there.
They weren't even challenged at all.
He led 144 out of 150 laps, a record-setting night.
Looks like Kyle Busch like that view out front.
Utter, pure domination.
Kyle Busch is headed to victory lane.
Who would have expected this? Joey Logano.
To the wall. Vickers with the fresher tires, Joey with the wounded car, but Joey's out in front.
The trophy belongs to Joey Logano.
4 in a row as the sun sets on the West Coast. Can they make it 5? The last team to do that was Roush Fenway Racing at this very same track. 5 in a row. And here is the Logano Busch 1-2 finishes dating back to 2009. Let's check in with Jamie Little.
Well, Kevin Kidd is the new crew chief for the 20 car. Wow, what a position to be in here in your second race together. You guys have done a good job getting him up there. Does he have what it takes to stay there till the end?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had the best car all day. I feel like Kyle's right there with us, so it's going to be an interesting race here in the end. I think we can do it. I have no question. We got the best driver. Kyle Busch is good too, but I have a lot of faith, and that kid up in the lead right now has got a lot of heart.
I'll tell you what, you worked for Petty Motorsports last year. You were let go. Now you find yourself in this position. You guys are leading the race. What is this like?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. This is why we race, man. This is really what it's all about. And I just feel fortunate to have a great team around me, and great drivers, great cars. It's just a great position to be in.
Cool, calm, and collected, and I know the team is sweating it right now, Doc.
Well, Jason Ratcliffe opted to keep Kyle Busch on the racetrack. You and Kyle talked about coming in and trying to do something to catch his teammate. Can he do it here in the final couple laps?
I think so. We got too tight. We started the day off too free, and the guys did a great job on pit road, especially that first stop. Threw a lot of stuff at it. And we got it tightened up, and then we've been going back on it every adjustment, but it's like, it keeps cooling off, and we're just not keeping up with it. So we're a little bit too tight right now, I think, to get to 20, but hey, you never know. If he slips just a little bit and we can get in clean air, I think we might have something for him.
All right, we'll see what happens. Kyle Busch is going to try to stay glued to that bumper when they go into one and see if he can help him. Maybe it's just a skosh. Marty.
Thank you, Doc. Reminder, the 2010 Bassmaster Classic continues in Birmingham, Alabama. $500,000 at stake. Every catch is big. It's the Bassmaster Classic on ESPN2 tonight and tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. We are under an official green-white checker situation. Remember now, we will have a maximum of 3 attempts at this green-white checker. It's only the second time that we've gone green-white checker here at California. The first time was last October. And checking in with Danica Patrick, as she has gotten steadily better in the race car, is 31st right now.
You've progressed a lot, girl. I'm proud of you this race. Done a nice job. How much you've learned.
Happy.
And she's done exactly what they needed. Get the laps. She's been out there the whole time and gotten better as the day has gone on. She'll be racing one more time at Las Vegas next week, and then it'll be back to Indy cars for about 4 months. All right, so let's set the finish because it is about Joe Gibbs Racing. We mentioned Roush Fenway, the only team that has won 5 straight times at a racetrack. They did it right here at California. That mark could be tied by one of these 2 drivers.
Hey, don't forget about that 22 and Brad Keselowski. He was up on the wheel here, and we know what he can do with these guys.
And Biffle doesn't want this 20 car to win either.
And Biffle is 3rd, Keselowski 4th, Vickers 5th, and Brian Scott is in 6th. That's the top 3 rows. Green flag is back out, and we are going to find out who's going to win at California. Whoa, look at them diving underneath. Rudiman way off the pace. Everybody gets around him.
Biffle trying the inside. Okay, he's got into him. He's got the lead.
He loosened him up, and now he's going down low. And there goes Joey getting shuffled. The last time Joey led over 100 laps, he ended up losing the race. Could it happen again?
Well, Biffle's got a mirror full of Kyle Busch right now.
And here comes Keselowski. Remember, Dodge hasn't won a race since 2007. The white flag, this time by
Kyle Busch to the high side here. Biffle shuts the door on him.
1 lap remaining. 2 miles.
Oh,
here.
Man, I'm telling you, that 18 is up underneath Greg Biffle at the start-finish line.
It looks like it's going to be a shootout between these 2. Down into turn 2. Kyle on the low side. Biffle drifts up high. Here comes Busch. Right behind him, the 22 of Keselowski. He's trying to get in the mix.
Though. The 22 could have a shot here also. These guys side by side.
Joey Logano trying to get back. Here he goes, down low. Can he hold it? Through the turn 3 area, through 4. Look out, 4 cars going to be dicing for it, heading for the stripe. What a finish. Will it be Biffle? Will it be Busch? Going for the wire. It is going to be a spinning Logano, and the win goes to Busch.
What do you know, boys?
Holy cow, what a
What
finish.
do you know?
Woo!
My goodness.
You have got to feel bad for that man right there. Woo! He led 130 laps and does not get the win.
That was awesome. Holy crap. That's awesome.
Look at
I
Jason
never would have
Ratcliffe.
thunk it. Woo! Damn it, boys. I'm so proud to win one like that. Never have we done that yet.
That's the way to win them right there, Nadell.
That's the way you do. As a driver, that's what the situation you want to be in.
That's why we never quit, champ. Awesome job, dude. Awesome job. Good job, Jeffrey.
Kyle Busch, his 31st Nationwide Series victory in his 175th start. It ties him now with Jack Ingram for 3rd on the all-time win list. And a heartbreak for Joey Logano.
What a great job Biffle did on that restart. He got in there and he got Logano a little bit loose and up the track, took the lead, looked like he was going to win.
Joey led last June, if you remember, at New Hampshire, 108 laps, and did not win that race. Here he leads 130 and does not win again. Whew, what a finish. This is 2 great ends in a row. We had a great one at Daytona, and we had one here today. And Kyle is going to force the guys to do a little repaint job on the Auto Club logo.
Going to go out there and get that checkered flag.
Well, he did a great job, Andy. You were talking about him right up underneath Greg Biffle's car, going down in turn 1, got Greg loose and up the track, and then was able to get underneath.
Kyle led. Guess how many laps, guys?
4.
4 laps. The fewest by a California winner. And remember, he set a record just short of 2,700 laps led last year. What a difference.
Well, he's going about it a different way. He's showing us how he can do it another way.
Well, that's the quality when they led that last one, though.
This is the role reversal. I mean, it's always been Joey who has not led in that last stretch, and he ends up winning. Now it's Kyle. Here we go. Take us through it, guys.
Yeah, Biffle got just a great restart. Stayed right against Joey Logano, getting down in turn 1. Just barely makes a little contact, but just enough to get the lead.
Yeah, took all of his momentum away. Logano was all the way back to 4th. But you knew Kyle was going to try something here. This is coming to the flag.
Man, look at this finish.
Looked like Keselowski, I don't know. I think he was trying to get in behind him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he was just trying to slip up in behind him, but he clipped Logano right here.
And we'll get a better shot from it here. Watch in relationship to the black line.
Well, that's hard to say.
Doc, you've caught up with Joey?
Joey, tough afternoon here. A dominating performance, 130 laps led. Take us through what happened on that final restart.
Got hit again by Biffle. Go figure, huh? I don't know what his deal is with me, but some reason here in California, he feels like put me in the fence or hit me there at the end. So I know we were racing hard there at the end, but I don't know. I think he could have done it a little bit cleaner than that. So, oh well. It's a good run for the GameStop today. We obviously a dominating car. Should have won it, but it's tough after leading that many laps and you don't get a victory out of it. So, oh well. I mean, you keep doing that, eventually it's going to come back and bite you. So, I always remember that stuff.
Vince Welch.
Well, the man that he was battling there at the end. How about your perspective of that restart, Greg?
It was a great restart. The 20 car just, rookie mistake, spun his tires on the restart, couldn't get going. And, I was against him down there, and then I moved to the bottom, and, he tried to come down and block the bottom, and I already had to run in there. I wasn't going to give up, and I'm so happy for this Red Man team. This Baker Curb, Gary Baker gave me an opportunity, and, these guys believing in me as a driver to give me this chance to drive their car, man. I'm just so happy.
What made the difference in the battle with Kyle right at the end?
They just, it seems like those guys just have a little better steam than us, and he just door drafted me off the bottom, and he had a good run coming. I got the throttle down as soon as I could on the top there, and he came up and door drafted me to the stripe, and I knew that was going to happen. I figured he was going to beat me, but I just want to thank Nationwide Insurance, everything they do for this series, and I love this Nationwide series. A lot of fun.
A lot of smiles in the Red Man pit box right now, Marty.
And isn't it always interesting, the 2 different versions of what happens out there on the racetrack? How about some final thoughts on this one? Can it get any better next week?
Well, we just saw Joey Logano dominate this race. Who saw a finish like that coming? Man.
Oh, yeah, it was just incredible. Danica, we see walking here, did what she needed to do. She completed all the miles here, got a lot of valuable experience today.
Well, she doesn't look real happy right now, but she should be. I mean, she came home in 31st. Remember, Sam Hornish finished 35th here, Montoya 39th, and Dario 24th in their first races here at California. Let's go to our Hellman's Victory Circle and catch up with the winner.
Yeah, Kyle.
Way to go, baby.
Well. Didn't expect to see you here at that restart. Kyle, did you expect to see you here?
That's
That's crazy. You believe that? That's some racing right there. That was pretty awesome. So, man, I just can't say enough about these guys. We fought a hill handling car in the beginning and worked on it all day. And Jason never gave up. I never gave up. But this Z-Line Camry was just, it was awesome. You know, I can't thank Jim and Monica enough. Of course, Jim's here with us. Monica's babysitting a new puppy at home, so that's always exciting. But Nas of Marquis Jets, Gillette, Interstate Batteries, and of course the fans for coming out. You know, it's pretty awesome to come out here to California and see a better crowd like that. You know, we'd like to see more, of course, but really stick behind those guys and what they do for us. And if they weren't pumped about that finish, I don't know what's going to get them pumped about for tomorrow.
Keep finishing like that, and they'll be back next year. Kyle Busch in Victory Lane at Fontana.
And our next race is in Las Vegas, presented by GoDaddy.com, Saturday, 4 Eastern on ESPN2. Coming up next, college basketball 2010 Bracket Busters, College of Charleston versus George Mason. For our entire ESPN crew, woo, what a finish. Congratulations, Kyle. We'll see you next week in Las Vegas. I'm Marty Reed for our crew. Till we meet again.